Caitlyn tried to flop. She tried to flop on what happened. Like, that little shoulder bump, it was not that serious. Okay, Caitlyn, I need you to be all the way serious and for real, okay? You fell down. The first thing you did is, whether it's your privilege, whatever it is, but you're weaponizing how people view you and are talking about you when you say something like that.
And this is a WNBA reporter, people, but it's like you can't say something like this and not get called out. And she is definitely getting called out. And Natalie Esquire is not new to putting down the efforts of Caitlin Clark and what she has accomplished in the previous season. Natalie Esquire also claimed that Caitlin Clark was stat padding. She's also a big Aces fan.
It began with a reckless statement made by an ESPN reporter, one that misrepresented Caitlin Clark's remarks, distorted her intentions, and sparked widespread outrage across social media.
Caitlyn tried to flop. She tried to flop on what happened. Like, that little shoulder bump, it was not that serious. Okay, Caitlyn, I need you to be all the way serious and for real, okay? You fell down. The first thing you did is, and you look to the damn ref to give you what? That's what happened. That's what she always does, right? She's always falling to the floor, and then people acting like it's mad hard. Pay attention to what she did in college. That is what she did. She's from the LeBron school, the Luka school, the Harden school. They try to sell fouls, right? I would say that her coach did not do a good job preparing her for the physicality of what was to come and what to expect in the WNBA. So yeah, I'm kind of saying, like, this is not that deep. It's a little hip check.
Within hours, the situation escalated into a wave of misinformation, sensational headlines, and hostile narratives that did not reflect who Caitlin Clark truly is. This time, however, she reportedly chose not to stay silent and instead responded forcefully. In a surprising development, reports claim that Caitlin Clark has allegedly filed a lawsuit against the ESPN reporter believed to be responsible.
He was asked about Caitlin Clark.
Coach Krzyzewski, listen to what he said.
Yeah, well, she's terrific. And it'd be easy to build something on her because she's the best thing she does is pass. She's a magical passer and she has a great feel for the game. So, I mean, what her coach did, I would have done exactly what she did. Make sure she handles the ball a lot and she'll make everybody better. And what I was amazed with at how she's handled all the defenses. And then when she got into the WNBA, some of the negativity that was out there or jealousies. And I think she's just been remarkable. She's a really good basketball player. Yeah.
The lawsuit reportedly accuses the reporter of spreading false information capable of harming not only Caitlin Clark's career, but also her long-term legacy. As a result, the sports media industry is said to be rushing to address the fallout. What actually happened? Why did Caitlin Clark reportedly take legal action? And how did a single inaccurate report escalate into a nationwide controversy? Here's a closer look at the situation.
Now Caitlin Clark has been getting comparisons to the most famous person in the world at this point in time, Taylor Swift. White was giving a comparison to the star status of Caitlin Clark, and she stated this precisely. She said, quote, "She's incredibly humble. She understands the big picture. So she views it understanding her celebrity. She's a Midwest kid, a Midwest person, and she is who she is. She tries to live her life in an authentic way, but she's very much Taylor Swift 2.0.
The controversy reportedly began with a careless remark that many believe should never have been approved for broadcast by ESPN. The reporter, whose identity is now facing intense criticism across social media, allegedly suggested on air that Caitlin Clark was intentionally distancing herself from her black teammates in order to support a white savior narrative.
Caitlin Clark's popularity is tied to her whiteness. What Nike and Caitlin Clark are known for as of right now is the fact that they have set on Caitlin Clark as what is their most valuable asset. How great would Asia be if she didn't have that mentality? Because she can play. She plays all the time. Nobody watches.
The comment was portrayed as being filled with assumptions, a controversial mix of race, public image, and perceived intent, compressed into a single soundbite seemingly built for viral attention. And it quickly gained traction. Within minutes, the clip reportedly spread across platforms such as Twitter, Reddit, and sports blogs, triggering intense debates that shifted focus away from basketball and toward broader discussions about identity and politics. The growing controversy soon expanded far beyond the original statement or Caitlin Clark herself.
You know, I don't know what it is about Angel Reese, but there's been sort of this narrative that started about like the way she dresses. Like she's always showing too much of her body. It's her body, and it's an amazing body. And if she wants to show it off, she's allowed to do that. The crown she wears is heavy. The way, to me, I think, considering all that comes at her, I think she's handled herself gracefully.
What intensified the situation was the certainty with which the claim was presented, reportedly framed less as opinion and more as fact. Soon after, people began revisiting Caitlin Clark's past interviews, game footage, and older social media posts, searching for anything that might support the narrative. The transcript also suggests that she had already faced significant criticism and hostility upon entering the WNBA, making the backlash even more difficult. Allegations reportedly accumulated rapidly, despite lacking clear evidence, while online discussions became increasingly driven by outrage rather than verification. As a result, Caitlin Clark, often viewed as one of the NCAA's standout stars and a fan favorite, was portrayed as becoming the focus of a controversy she never intended to be part of. For some time, she reportedly remained silent, seemingly hoping the attention would diminish, but the criticism continued.
Frankly, Caitlin Clark is the best point guard in the history of the WNBA already. Caitlin Clark had tied the WNBA record for most career games with 25 points and 10 assists. No one is scoring and dishing at the rate Caitlin Clark is in the history of the WNBA.
The ESPN segment reportedly continued to circulate, generating additional headlines and fueling further discussion. Fan pages reshared the clip, influencers added their opinions, and over time, perceptions of Caitlin Clark were said to be changing publicly, often shaped by people with little direct knowledge of her background or intentions.
But I love my teammates so much that I will take any hit from them. Good, bad, ugly. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to try to be the best. I get y'all saying best player in the world. That's great. It looks great.
I think it's a huge thing. I think a lot of people say it's not about black and white, but to me, it is. It's really because you can be the top notch at what you do as a black woman, but maybe there's something that people don't want to see. Wilson said to the Associated Press.
One of the more interesting aspects of this fanhood is that some of the biggest supporters of Caitlin Clark are not white. They're actually black males.
Us as black women, Paige reminds me a lot of you. Like, you say you're not really about me. And she knows how her privilege has gotten her to that point. And also, like, she's good at basketball. And, like, she understands her privilege and like, pushes her over the top in a sense. It reminds me a lot of you. And I mean, that's a compliment.
And I think in overall popularity, does her race play a factor? Nominal. Women's basketball has had a cornucopia of talented white and black women's basketball players. Elena Delle Donne is white, is she not? Sue Bird, white, is she not? Asia Wilson's black. Cynthia Cooper, black. Like, you can go back through and it's actually a lot more. There's gay and there's straight. There's black and there's white. There's tall and there's short.
The pressure reportedly continued to build, not only from fans, but also from sponsors, teammates, and even members of the coaching staff, as many awaited a response from Caitlin Clark regarding the growing controversy.
She could have just said, hey, y'all lay off Caitlin Clark. Let's embrace her. But nope, her frail-ass ego was jealous of Caitlin Clark's popularity.
Many people say Caitlin Clark's fans are unusually loyal and passionate, supporting her wherever she goes. Her popularity has created a strong following that continues to back her through both success and controversy.